Yeah, and I get shit that you don't because I'm a nice guy and people like me. Like,
Yeah.
there's something to be said about not being a jerk at work.
And just because you friends with everybody don't mean you in everybody's face or mixy. That just means
No,
you a cool, chill person. If people see you out, they drinking, they will invite you over to sit down and drink and chit chat. If they see you at lunch and you by yourself, they'll invite you over to sit and eat lunch with them so you don't eat by yourself. That's what that kind of like when they feel comfortable hanging with you, chit chatting with you about things that aren't just work related. Yo, you
yep,
get the when you are, I mean, obviously, depending on where you work, you can't be friends with everybody, but
right.
if you're someone that most people can just strike up any sort of regular conversation with anytime, you have to be somewhat like versus if only people only want to chat with you about work. What's that saying, bro? And I'm not talking about power dynamics, boss, that sort of thing, because I know plenty of bosses out here who are cool with people that they work with and have a really good rapport with, even
Yep.
even understand the power dynamic. True.
Yeah.
Why?
You
I,
think that's
I
possible?
say that
Or do you
again.
think the power dynamic? So, are you trying to say that the power dynamic makes that impossible, or is it
No,
like
I'm
free
saying
range?
even through a power dynamic, if you're a cool person, even as a boss, you will have a good rapport with
100%.
your direct reports, your other fellow directors, and people you work above. I think working in corporate America, or maybe in um, working in general, I think is a social experiment to kind of let you know the people who were probably in school very difficult and grew up to be difficult adults versus the people who may have been difficult kids but grew up to be some pretty chill adults. And then you have the people who just happen to be chill people, like from birth, never caused no problems. It was just cool all the time.
I was a very difficult child and became a cool adult. Very
I,
difficult child.
same brother. Which is funny because listen, black parents love to talk about you as a child and how you almost didn't make it to where you are. That's
Oh
their way to
yeah.
tell you how proud they are.
Yes. They got to
Yeah.
make it sound. Well, I was a terrible kid until like sixth grade. But
Yeah.
you talk to my parents, you thought I was a terrorist. Like I was over in Iraq doing something crazy. Like I plot 9/11 or some shit.
They talk to one of y'all, they be like, "Oh, and he almost didn't make it.
Yeah, like I was
He
one
almost
situation.
didn't make it. The good Lord willed me to it to get him through." But I can tell you, around that age, insert age here. They're gonna put an age, and then when he was about 12, I had to take him
Ooh,
out there, and I had to put them hands on him one time. The Lord didn't let me hurt him too bad, but just to teach him that I am your father.
100%. 100%.
Listen, my dad loved to tell people about when he went and judo flipped me that one time.
Oh,
That's
my
funny.
dad loved to tell a story about when he got the strap. He
All
pulled out
right,
the shotgun. Because my
yo,
dad's, you've never met my dad. My dad's, if Bam's in here, he can testify this. My dad's a small man, so he really won't about all that violence. Like he grabbed the shotgun and was like, "You keep fucking around, someone gonna blow your motherfucking head off." And he blew a hole in one of them barrels, and that was it.
all right, hold on. Now, blink twice if you need me to send you the number to them people.
Nah, nah, I'm good.
Black parents, we gotta leave that phone line and that bracelet alone. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
You know which one I'm
You
talking
know
about.
what? He and I never had another misunderstanding since.
You know what? I'll tell you what. After that one time, my dad kind of hit me with a little judo flip. I can tell you from then on forward, I said, you know what? If I have a disagreement with this man, I'm going to handle it a little bit differently now.
Yep. And I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna,
talk to him across the room. You ain't getting up in my space.
I'm gonna find a way to say it respectfully. I'm gonna just approach it to him like a man. And if you don't like it, all right, I just gotta live with it. You gotta live with it. Hey, man, you think I could? No. Oh, shit, fuck it.
You in charge. This your house.
Your house, partner. I don't pay no bills. Like, listen,
Right. I eat for free.
yeah, I eat for free. Shout out to my dad, man. I love my dad, man. Love my pop. Danny, how we doing, man? Ladies and gentlemen, you already know. Tuesday night. Where else would you want to be? It's a really good night in the NBA. For those who may be listening, we're about 55 minutes away from the Western Conference Finals tipping off. I'm really excited. Tipping off. I'm really excited. Really excited to watch that series. And tomorrow, of course, we have the Knicks and the Pacers for the chance to play in the NBA Finals. But before we get into all that, ladies and gentlemen, you already know when you see this knob, baby, it could only be one brother, the good brother Low Steve Mix, joined here by the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, Mr. Danny Ocean. And welcome to episode 184 of Speak On It.
Crazy. We're almost at 200. Like I think we'll hit 200 like right before the NFL season starts.
We'll be there, right? Well, it'll be fitting that it'll be after we do, probably after we do our yearly divisional review.
Yeah, it'll probably be somewhere around there.
Insane. And the people always seem to get excited around football time. They get antsy. They get ready to preview. I'm sure we'll talk about our team's schedule. I'm curious to see how you're feeling about the Packers schedule this year and what you think they may do. But I think today let's start in the NBA. How does that sound? It sounds like there's a lot of storylines. Obviously, we started off the show talking about the Knicks and the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals and the Thunder and the Timberwolves who are getting ready to play tonight. Let's start in the East since you're an East Coaster yourself. What are your thoughts about the unusual 4 versus 5 matchup, but it's a renewal of an old-fashioned 90s rivalry? What are your thoughts there?
I'm excited. Well, I'm more excited for the Western Conference Finals, but I enjoy it. People always say the NFL is good when the Cowboys are good. The NBA is good when the Knicks are good. But the Knicks haven't been good in a very long time, so we don't know what that's like. And now the Knicks are good, and now we understand what makes the league cool when the Knicks are cool. Like Knicks Pacers, for the youngins who don't understand the 90s rivalry between the two, I think this is going to be great. I don't know if it's going to be as physical as that rivalry. Yeah, Reggie Miller looking at Spike Lee. You choked as he hit dog. I don't know if we get a moment like that. I'm just excited for the physicality that the Knicks will bring, and can the Pacers match it?
I'm excited for this series. Maybe if you would have told me that the Eastern Conference Finals was going to be the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers, I wouldn't have believed you. But after watching both of these teams throughout these first 2 rounds of the playoffs, I think both of them have been really, really impressive. I think when you look at the depth that which Indiana has been playing with, they run a few guys out there, so you don't know. Maybe outside of Tyrese and Pascal Siakam, who's really going to be giving you buckets that day, and I think that's a real advantage. And I think we've continued to talk about it throughout these first 2 rounds of the series, but the pace in which the Pacers play at, man, I mean, it's fast. I know it's Rick Carlisle, that's his system. But boy, they're running teams. They're running teams out the gym, man. They ran Cleveland out the gym. They ran Milwaukee out the gym before that. I mean, those are 2 really, really good teams. Hey, Kyle, how we doing? So I'm excited for the Knicks and the Pacers. I'm also excited, as you mentioned, to get 2 old school rivals back. I think this is really, really good for the league when people can see the big showtime of Madison Square Garden and the star power and all the money, and then you get to one of the NBA's core franchises in the Pacers, and it's just like a David versus Goliath matchup. But I think in this case, the David, talking about the Pacers, I guess they are pretty well equipped to go 1v1 with Goliath and not feel like that they're not Goliath themselves. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. And it's just good to renew a good old fashioned rivalry. I mean, maybe we don't get a repeat champion in the Celtics or see the Cavs take that next step. But if you watch these 2 teams, you've seen the next step that both of them have played. I mean, that both of them have taken. I think over the last couple of years, we've talked about how, can the Knicks get over the hump? Can they beat the Celtics? They didn't beat the Celtics one time in the regular season, beat them in 6 games in the postseason. Granted, we know about Jason Tatum, but the Celtics were up 7 the game he got hurt. So I don't know if, as unfortunate as it sounds, I don't think they would have won that game regardless. But obviously, you wish Jason Tatum could have been there no matter the result. So, and then you look at the Pacers. The Pacers beat the Knicks in the playoffs last year in 7. They were down 0-2 in the series, won 4 out of 5 to win in the Garden. So there's a little bit of sauce in that. About Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton, the WWE last summer at the Garden when SmackDown went up there, which I think we talked about. I think
We
definitely
did. We did. Did you see that Tyrese Halliburton is now in?
a playable character. Yeah, I might be tempted to buy the game.
I wonder what his overall rating is.
It's got to be like an 85.
Yeah, like you can't
Nah,
make
it's
him a
like a
scrub.
90 something. They're not gonna put him in there and not make him strong.
Yeah, he can't be Santino Morella. Like he gotta have some juice.
Santino Morella. No, I just think I'm just really excited for Knicks versus Pacers. I think this is going to be a really good series, and I'll talk about my pick later. But I really think this will be reminiscent of last season's Eastern Conference Finals. But before we talk about our results, talk to me about which team you think has the advantage and where.
I think the Pacers have the advantage, and you mentioned this, like the depth. Like Rick Carlisle is willing to play more people. Like Thibodeau gonna play 6.5 people. Like his bench is real short. He runs his players into the ground. I know people have said, myself included, that that's going to come back to haunt them. But I don't know. I kind of feel like it'll serve them, right? Like they don't mind playing every other day. They don't mind playing, a lot of minutes. They do what they're going to do. But I just think the Pacers can throw so many different looks at you. They're so versatile. Like you said, the pace, right? Like it's okay to play a lot of minutes. Like all minutes aren't the same. Like you can spend a minute and there could be 4 possessions, or you can spend a minute and it can be 7 possessions, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think the Pacers' goal is going to be to wear them out over the course of a 7-game series. Do I think it's going to work? I don't know, but that's what I would do. We're going to run these boys ragged. Well, we're gonna test Tom Thibodeau's hypothesis.
And I think when we start talking about advantages, also start talking about like the biggest keys. I think the biggest key for the Pacers is the fact that they are able to go. They're able to match up with the Knicks in multiple different lineups, and I think it's going to be the advantage of how do the Knicks game plan. I think Tom Thibodeau is really going to have to dig a little bit deeper into his bench. It wouldn't surprise me if he may go, maybe into that, 8th, 9th, 10th player on the roster, maybe 8th and 9th. And it wouldn't surprise me just because, I think the Pacers can just roll out so many different lineups, and all of them are just, you have to account for someone different. And I think a lot of the Pacers, they shoot the ball pretty well. And you're talking about basically one of the hottest teams in the Eastern Conference to close out the season. So, I think their depth, I think their pace, and I think their experience from last year, I think they're paying off. This is a lot of the same team from last year.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Right. So Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton have been probably the 2 most clutch players in the playoffs in this series, right? Like if it comes down to those 2, who do you think is going to make the shot? Because they both have made it over the course of this series, but because it's going to come, like there's going to be a game or 2 where it's going to be a 2 or 3 minute run, or it's going to be, a dagger. Like, who do you think is going to make that shot? Do you think it's going to be Brunson? Do you think it's going to be Halliburton, or is it going to be like whoever has the ball last?
I would say if it's a if it's a tied situation, I might go Jalen Brunson. If it's to go ahead and win, I think I might take Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay.
Because I think Jalen Brunson is going to make the right play and right decision to at least tie the game, and so you feel more comfortable in that. That's why he was voted the most clutch player, because he just always made the right play or he made the tough shot. I think if you've seen Halliburton, some of the shots he's made with game on the line, death beam pointed at the earth, Martians are ready. We're not going to Iguodala. We're going to Tyrese Halliburton in those situations to win the game. What about yourself?
I think right now in the league, Jalen Brunson can make the argument that he is the best, I would say, shot creator in high pressure situations. Like whether it's a 3, whether it's getting to the basket, whether it's drawing a foul, something about the way mid-range, doesn't matter. Like something about Jalen Brunson when it's crunch time, the way he operates. I think his game has and this might be just the optics. So like his game is a little bit more smoother than Halliburton's, which doesn't matter because Halliburton's still killing people. I don't know. I just think if it's a one possession game, I think Jalen Brunson has a better offensive. I think his bag is deeper. Like I think he'd be able to get his shot, but the likelihood of him getting the shot he wants is higher than maybe Halliburton.
I like that. So talk to me. Who do you got representing the East in the finals? Knicks, Pacers. How many games? Talk to me, Danny.
Everything on earth tells me it should be the Pacers. I think the Pacers have a deeper team. I think Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson are a wash. And then you start going to like second, right? You got Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. Give me the Knicks in 7, dog. Fuck it. Like I'm on this Knicks train. Go New York. Go New York. Go.
How do you think the series goes? You think they trade one back and forth into Game 7, or
each team wins the first 2 home games? So Pacers go up 2-0 because the Pacers are the high seed, right? No, the Knicks are.
Pacers are the 4th. Pacers are the 4th seed. Knicks are the 3 seed because it was 2.
So they're in New York. So you said 2-3-1. What's the format for this? Is it 2-2-1-1-1?
Yep.
Yeah. So Knicks win 2, Pacers win 2, and then they just flip. No. I take that back. The Pacers still win in New York, and they might even steal Game 1. So the Knicks are going to have to win on the road. Which aren't they undefeated on the road? Like either they're undefeated on the road or they've only lost 1 or 2 on the road. Like the Knicks play really well on the road, so I wouldn't be shocked if they drop one at home, and then steal it back in Indiana.
So then you say
I kind of want to say Knicks in 6 for real because they play. Yeah, fuck it. Give me Knicks in 6.
Okay.
Win Game 1. Knicks win games 2 and 3, so 1 at home, and then win 1 in Indiana. Pacers win the next one, which would be no. So yeah, so that means Pacers would win 1 in New York. Nah, see, that don't make no sense. Let me think this through.
So
Pacers steal Game 1.
Knicks.
Knicks win Game 2. Pacers win Game 3. And then Knicks win the rest of the way. That'll give me 6, right? Because the Pacers will win 1 in New York, 1 at home, and then lose the next.
All right, let me make sure I got this right, Playboy. Pacers win Game 1 and Game 4.
Yep. And
no. Game 1.
Pacers win Game 1, and then the Knicks win Games 2 and 3. Pacers win Game 4, and then the Knicks win the next 2.
1 and 4.
Yeah.
2, 3, 5, and 6. Okay. I have the Knicks. I have the Pacers winning in 6 games. I have them going down 2-0 and winning 4 straight games.
Let me ask you a question. If that does happen, Tom Thibodeau's not losing his job, right? But if
you were able to do something that hasn't been done in 25 years, reinvigorate the city. You start low-key gave the city so much energy that a rap beef started or restarted. Or
wait, what happened?
Not really rap beef, but rap beef. Joey Badass put out a freestyle with Absol and Big Sean.
Oh, I missed that.
And then he had a few spicy bars for the West Coast, like he did a few months ago in another freestyle, and now it's just West Coast, East Coast, everyone just rapping, but they rapping.
You know what's funny? I've been listening to a lot of Big Sean lately. I re-listened to Detroit. He had a run, man.
Yeah, didn't you tell me you was listening to the Ass remix before we started?
Yeah. And I listened to Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay the other day. I didn't know he had a feature with Game and Lil Wayne like back in 12. I don't know, man. Like I'm just in this Big Sean hole, but I might listen to Detroit again tomorrow. Like Detroit is such a smooth mixtape, especially for the summer. Like I might let it ride tomorrow again.
In our Pacers versus Knicks talk, Kyle also says he has the Pacers winning. Didn't say how many games, but that's because they roster 2 Canadians, and Mathurin and Nembhard. 2 really
and they
good
have
players.
Pascal Siakam, who lived in Canada when he played in Toronto.
And won a chip with the Raptors.
Good times.
Speaking of Canadians, the likely MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, leads.
Your transitions like the past month have just been elite. I'm sorry. Keep going.
We listen. We've been doing this a while. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's leading the Thunder into the Western Conference Finals for the first time in quite some time, probably since the KD Russ days.
Yep.
Back to the Western Conference Finals versus the very hot Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, and the crew. First, let's start. Did Game 7 versus the Nuggets solidify SGA MVP? He out of here?
Yeah, I think it did. I think he was MVP before that game. Shout out to Jokic. If he won it, I wouldn't be mad. But it's been SGA. No matter how much I've tried to fight it, it's been SGA. They won. How many games? They won 62.
They won 68.
Oh yeah, it was a 6. They won. Yeah, you're right. They won 68 games. They've been the 1 seed in the West the entire time. No hiccups. SGA's been smooth all season. I guess SGA.
And they be really running teams out the gym. Like they run them out the gym.
Yeah, like once they start putting pressure on the ball and getting those turnovers, like good night, you can turn the game off.
Well, how excited are you for SGA versus Ant-Man?
I saw SGA's calmness versus Ant's explosiveness, personality-wise. Like, there's going to be a moment, and the camera's going to catch Ant talking to SGA, and it's going to be hilarious, and it's going to be meme-worthy.
You think it's going to look a lot like how he was talking to KD and Braun?
Yeah, no, he respects KD and Braun. Like, KD and Braun are his heroes. SGA don't mean shit to him.
He did say that, I think I saw somewhere that he thinks he a better player than SGA, but I think that was like on a rankings thing.
He should think that. Like, I think like on this run that he's been on, like he's taken out his idols, right? Like Steph was hurt though, right? Like LeBron and KD, like people he grew up. Like ain't nobody left like that now. Now these are like your peers, and I don't think his peers. He don't think any of his peers are better than he is.
Does he have a point?
He does. You heard what he told Obama in front of his peers.
Hey, I'm the truth, man.
Stand down.
He said, "Stand down. I'm the truth." Here comes LeBron. Yeah, he true. LeBron.
Bam over there don't know what to do with his hands.
That sounds like every brother named Bam.
Of course, he's not in here.
Shout out to Bam. Me and him, we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. Me and him able to get a trade done.
Yeah.
I'm not the person that traded a little bit of free agency money, but we got a deal done.
It's insane.
Listen, I'm thinking ahead.
Oh, that wasn't an insane directed toward you. That was an insane directed toward him.
Why?
Yeah, hold on. If I remember the trade correctly, he gave up assets.
Yeah, he gave a draft pick in like 2 years.
Yeah. That is insane.
For a player and money.
For a player and money. Whatever, man. That ain't none of my business.
It's a third rounder, too. So you know.
The third rounders are becoming more and more valuable, man.
Listen, somebody out here had to set the trend when everyone was selling on third round picks and they just had majority of the picks in the third round. I forgot who that I forgot who that was.
I don't know. I'm sure he's gonna remind us.
But I feel like that owner, not only did he really change the trajectory of his season, I mean his team, but now he has some serious tradable assets going into a super flex transition in which he has two young stud QBs, one of which playing with best wide receiver in league. It's funny how that works.
Funny
But
how
they
that
said,
works.
"Who wants the third round pick?" And I said, okay,
You said sign you up.
sign me up, sign me up.
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
And now that I look at my my roster, especially in all money in, as I look at this roster, this team right here, this is going to be. Whew. Listen, Josh Allen, Devon A-Chain, Chase Brown, Malik Neighbors, Khalil Shakir, Jonnu Smith, Jamison Williams, Mike Evans, Quinshawn Judkins, Jacoby Myers, Ramondre Stevenson. That's my opening day lineup. That's what I'm thinking right now. Also got some Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy on the bench, Jared Goff on the bench. Got players like, I don't know if Devin Neal going to, what I mean? But I got him. Jordan Mason, Tajay Spears, Trey Harris might get busy. I mean, we got something.
I'm excited. Like my roster, I don't think I'm contending, but I'm definitely making the playoffs this year.
Listen, I'm letting it be known now, especially to the brothers out here who may have paintings of Oprah, Martin Luther King, Chucky, Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, SpongeBob,
Chucky the Rugrat or Chucky the Killer Doll?
Both of them. And Charles Barkley at the table playing poker. I don't know. That the Las Vegas Horn Ducks are coming for the championship, and we gonna win that thing.
That's funny because I feel like every season for the past since we started, I play Rojo week 1. No matter how randomized it is, like I usually get Rojo week 1.
Listen, man. Then this other league, I think my championship team might be something if we're able to, stay healthy.
Get cooking.
Talk to me about Dallas Goedert.
Nah, I've been trying to trade Goddard for a minute. Don't nobody want
No. I'm not talking about trading for him. I have him in another league. Talk to me about what you think his trajectory looks like next season.
If he can stay, so the thing about Dallas Goedert, right? If he's healthy, I think he led the Eagles in receptions in the playoffs. Like Jalen looks for him. Like the passing offense runs through AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. So like Dallas Goedert's going to get 5-6 targets a game, and he's usually efficient with them. Like the Saints game last year, I think he didn't score, but he had well over 100 yards because I think Smitty got knocked out. But yeah, is he a top 5 tight end? Hell no. Is he serviceable, especially in a tight end premium league? Yeah. And especially with all the flex spots that we have, absolutely. 100%.
Are you sure you're ready for Superflex, my brother?
Yeah, I've been prepping like that trade for Mason Taylor. Like I'm trying to get ready for Superflex. I'm trying to get ready for this extra, flex.
Is the league ready for the true hell that the Las Vegas Horn Ducks is about to unleash once Superflex? Are y'all really ready for this?
I feel more comfortable now than I did before the draft.
I'm not ready for this. And watch how I'm going to maneuver. I'm calling it now. The Las Vegas Horn Ducks are going to make a trade to get another first-round pick.
Well, you're going to have to go talk to Kyle because he has all of them.
Either a first-round pick or Jaden Reed. But the guy in here who has Jaden Reed, I don't know if I rock.
Hilarious.
Trade with him. Let's just finish up here real quick. Who do you got winning and representing the West in the NBA Finals? The T-Wolves or the Thunder?
You and I are on the same page. Wolves in 6. I think OKC. I'm reading the notes now. OKC blows them out game 1, and then Ant just comes out and is like, bet. Like dead ass. Like I just think he's like, all right, bet. Who do you have? Like I know we talk about Alex Caruso, we talk about Jalen Williams, we talk about SGA and all these defenders you can throw at Ant. Sometimes someone is just too good, and I think like I really liked how the Alex Caruso guarded Jokic and it kind of threw him in a tizzy. Like that was they weren't ready for that.
He wasn't ready for that white on white crime, and I feel
he wasn't. But guess what? If Ant see Alex Caruso in front of him, bet.
Food.
Do you remember? You ever heard the story about Larry Bird? One team was playing him, and they put the white guy on him, and he
felt disrespected.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you gonna disrespect him by putting the white guy on me?" Bet. He's dropped like 30 something that night. Like that's gonna be Ant.
But Alex Caruso is a good defender.
He is. That's no disrespect. Ant the kind of guy to be like, "Oh, that's the MVP, but he can't guard me."
Oh, that's the MVP. He can't even.
MVP switching on Nas Reed on Jaden McDaniels.
Oh,
you know he'd say it too. MVP sticking out in the corner with Jaden McDaniels, and I'm over here cooking Alex Caruso. You know he'd say it.
But a 68 win team not making the finals would be crazy. But
I mean, I think if you're a Thunder fan, if you lost this series, it depends on how you
be here.
Huh?
You basically saying if you're a Thunder fan, you're just happy to be here. You better enjoy it.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say it depends on how you lose. If we think they're gonna lose like this, losing 3 straight, nah, that can't happen. But if you lose in game 7 after like trading blows, because the Thunder have a built-in excuse they always do. Oh, they're so young. SGA is 26, dog.
He getting up there.
This is year 7 for SGA. Like that Thunder is young talk is low-key kind of bullshit. Alex Caruso is old. SGA is old. Hardenstein is old. And not old, but like they in their mid to late 20s.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, like, how do you know who to pay who and when to pay who, and how do you keep this band together? Just knowing that when it comes to that second apron.
Yeah, well, you pay Big Chet. You're not gonna pay Jalen Williams.
Which one?
The dude with the braids.
I think you
fuzzy braids.
I think they do pay him.
Really? Because I don't think he's done enough.
What has Chet done?
That's true, but you can find another Jalen. You can't find another Chet. You're on the fence about that. And then who's the other kid? Lou Dort.
Nah, I'm right there. That dope. He out of here.
He gone. He ain't nothing but a linebacker anyway. All he do is he Draymond PG.
Lou Dort is like a game or two away from hitting someone with an RKO.
100%. 100%.
Lou Dort, Isaiah Stewart. Who you got?
Well, Isaiah. Because once Isaiah start bleeding, he can go to another level. Like LeBron made him bleed.
That brother saw red literally and spiritually and figuratively.
And said, say less.
Speaking of literally, how do you feel about the 4 teams that are trying to reach the finals right now? So the Thunder, T-Wolves, Pacers, and Knicks, all of which have not won a championship in at least 20 years. Would you feel? Would you say that true parity is back in the NBA, or is this just the Western Conference Finals? Do you prefer this type parity, or?
So I think this would be the 7th consecutive year where a champion hasn't repeated. So I think it's safe to say that there's parity in Adam Silver's NBA.
Yes,
is that a good thing in basketball? I would argue that it's not.
Talk to me.
And parity is good in the NFL. Parity is not good in basketball.
Why?
Basketball is better when there's one team that everyone is gunning for. Right? The NBA was better when everyone was gunning for Golden State, even after they got KD. The league was better when Jordan was winning 6. The league was better when the Lakers were 3-peating. Like you gotta have in basketball, you gotta have a villain. Like the NFL had a villain in Tom Brady. Remember, like Tom Brady went like a 10-year span without a ring, and he's still Tom Brady. I just think for basketball, it's better to have a villain than it is in football, because football fans are invested anyway. Like it's more likely a casual person is going to watch a football game than a casual person is to watch a basketball game. Because dynasties produce stars and stars bring eyes. Like the casual fan in 2016, 2017 knew who the Warriors were, knew they were good, knew who Steph Curry was, and would watch the NBA playoffs just to see it. Now, who is the casual fan turning on the TV and be like, hey, I know that guy?
Jimmy Butler.
He not in there no more. He not there. And I would say a casual fan doesn't know who Jimmy Butler is.
Jimmy Butler? Jimmy Butler?
I don't think the average fan knows who Jimmy Butler is.
I think they do, man.
Really? Like I think Tatum was on that way. Like the casual fan might know who Jason Tatum is. He got hurt. He's gone. Like who is the casual? Like the guy walking into a bar tonight who doesn't watch basketball is that who plays tonight? The Knicks Pacers? No, Wolves play tonight. The Wolves and Thunder are going to be on tonight. Who is he going to know? He might know Ant. Maybe. He might know Ant.
Maybe SGA.
I don't think anyone knows who these OKC kids are. I don't think the casual fan does not know who SGA is. Now maybe that's
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
You don't think so?
I think more do, but you may be onto something. I think more do, but
I would say this. I feel like the NBA would rather prefer. I hate to say, like the Lakers. I think the casual fan knows who Luka is. I think the casual fan may know who Jokic is.
Jokic for sure. Joker definitely.
So I'm just like, if I'm a person who does not watch basketball all year and just turns it on right now, am I going to recognize anybody? Like I said, you might recognize
Jokic, LeBron, Steph,
KD,
Draymond, KD, AD, Tatum, Ant.
I would maybe if Ant makes it to the finals this year, he'll reach that level because I don't know if the casual fan knows who Ant is. I would hope they do because he has so much personality, and maybe this is the world's introduction to Ant, even though he was in the Western Conference Finals last year. But last year it was about Luka.
About Luka?
Yeah, last year was about Luka. Was it not, or am I wrong?
It's funny because I really think that Luka trade spiraled something in the NBA that I don't think we're ever really going to see again.
What's that?
Just the willingness for organizations to trade immense star players. Like
you don't think so? I think we're going to see that a lot more often because these.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. That
yeah, because they're not going to pay these supermax contracts.
Unless your name is Giannis Antetokounmpo, then everyone's like.
I mean, but even still, like, would you give Giannis a supermax right now?
Yeah, I probably would. I probably would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd have the conversation about trading him. Because if you give him the supermax, you're not going to have the resources to build around him. Do you think any player in the NBA right now on a supermax deal could carry a team to a championship? Like, you have to be real good in the draft.
I mean, that's what I think that's what the Charlottes and the Wizards and the Jazzes of the world are going to have to do, because I think people are tired. Nobody want to see really good players go to some of these stinkers.
I mean, but Utah has the assets. Like if OKC loses in these Western Conference Finals, it's time for Sam Presti to open up that treasure chest. Like, go get Giannis.
Listen, whatever. So, what do you think that's going to come with, though?
Oh, I mean, how many picks does OKC have over the next? You could trade Chet. Hold on, let's see. Because I know
you've been going through some.
All right. So this year they have Miami's first, the Clippers first, Atlanta second. Next year they have their own pick, Philly's first, Utah's first, Dallas or Philly's second. 2027 they have the Clippers first, Denver's first, their second, Houston's second. 2028 they have Dallas's first, Milwaukee second, Utah second, their second. They have so many picks between now and 2031 that package it around Chet, maybe Jalen Williams, and let's get this bad boy done.
It might be something serious.
Like Chet, SGA, and Caruso, like that's some good defenders.
What about if they wanted to get someone like, I don't know, Jaylen Brown? Because it's likely that the Celtics championship window is over. You know that new ownership doesn't want to pay around $600 million.
You know the crazy thing about that is Jaylen Brown's new contract doesn't kick in until next year. Like
So
that extension kicks in.
You're saying Presti, and you want to pair SJ with someone. What's the trade package you offer Boston for Jaylen Brown?
You can give Boston whatever they want within reason. I wouldn't make the trade as extensive as the trade for Giannis, but I mean, take your pick. I got all these picks. Like, what do you want?
Jaylen Brown. I mean, Jalen Williams.
Okay.
2-3.
Okay.
2-3 unprotected first.
Okay.
And a protected second, maybe.
We'll even throw in 2 seconds.
I might do that deal.
Like the only team that might have more resources in the Thunder are the Jazz.
Nobody want to go to Utah though.
Yeah, that's the Stars' problem, not my problem.
You're right about that. Denver, what about their championship window? Do you think it's closed now?
No. Jokic is just that dude. Like as long as you got Jokic and Jamal Murray, even though Jamal came a little small, game 7.
But brother, they have no depth. They have no bench.
Well, yeah, like you gotta do better in the draft. You probably don't have any draft picks, but as long as you have Nikola Jokic,
they got no money. They got, you know what I mean?
As long as you have Nikola Jokic, he is the best player on the planet.
It's over.
You think it's over for them?
Because until I think they need to address maybe trading Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr.
Definitely Michael Porter Jr. 100%. But you're gonna get for him. Who's gonna trade for him?
Might be a few people.
Like who? Because he just signed an extension too.
It would be a team that needs more offense in their backcourt.
Orlando.
I would say Orlando. Send out a few versatile wings.
If you want to get jiggy in Cleveland, maybe you can send out Jared Allen and slide Evan Mobley to the 5.
True.
Have MPJ at your 4. That's a small lineup, but if you're Cleveland, you can't run this back.
You don't think?
Nah. We talked about it. You got 2 small guards. You can't do it, man. You can't do it with 2 guards under 6'3".
Someone said that Donovan Mitchell might be the best second option in history on a championship team.
1000%, because he's a little guard. Can't do it, man.
They really don't like these short brothers.
You can't have no petite guard. Like only 2 under was the only 6'3" that have led a team to a championship is Isaiah and Steph. That's it. That's it.
What about the WNBA? Talk to me. It was a big weekend.
Have you watched any? Did you get a chance to watch anything?
I watched little Caitlin Clark, little Angel Reese. Watched a little bit of the Sparks get a win.
Yeah, they played Sunday against Minnesota and lost, but the opener they played Golden State, and Kelsey Plum played all 40 minutes. Not sustainable. I wouldn't suggest playing her that many minutes. I think against Minnesota Sunday night, she didn't get her first rest till like close to the end of the second quarter. Like that is not sustainable.
Why are they doing that? Do they have little depth?
Well, Ray Burrell hurt her knee. So Ray Burrell hurt her knee first quarter against Golden State. Kelsey Plum said, "Yo, I'll just play." Cameron Brink's not back from her knee injury yet. So yeah, they don't have a lot of depth. But even with that being said, can't run Kelsey Plum to the ground like that, because by the time everyone does get healthy, she's liable to get hurt. So, but I think LA looks okay. Like I said, they're missing a lot of their parts.
Make some noise.
Healthy, and I don't know when they're going to be healthy, because I think Cameron said she might be a month away. So now we're talking about into June, early July. Season's halfway over. Ray Burrell's out 6 to 8 weeks with a knee injury. But we'll see. I think for the biggest surprise, the Mystics are 2-0.
Really?
Yeah, I thought the Mystics would be asked. They got two rookies, Citron, and I can't pronounce the other girl's name. I'm sorry. I need to look her up. They hooping. They played Sunday. They played Connecticut Sunday. Brittany Sykes, Washington's like star. She fouled out, and Citron just kind of like took over. It was pretty cool.
I do want to acknowledge, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Washington Mystics that was in Danny's League Pass Veterans tier.
Yes, and they're still there. They're still League Pass veterans, but they're getting better. After week one, I feel like we're on a collision course with Indiana and New York. Did you watch that Fever game? Dog, they can do so much. They have built like the perfect team. Caitlin doesn't need to average 25. She can have an off night, and they can still win by 20.
Best team in the league, you think?
I think New York's the best team in the league. I think adding Natasha Cloud made a world of difference. I say that now, and the Fever are losing to Atlanta 65-53. But I just think Indiana's just built perfectly. Like again, Caitlin
overnight contender built like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not as many teams, and they have a better coach. So
True.
We'll see. Like I said, now they're losing to Atlanta. But I think New York's still the best team. Like, they beat the shit out the Aces. Like, every time the Aces got close, Natasha Cloud took over by herself, 6-0 run, 4-0 run. It kind of put some distance between them. It's been a great first week. I'm excited. Like I said, there are only 2 games on tonight, but the season starts to pick up. I'm having a blast. It's been great.
What about Angel Reese almost beating some?
I just think that's a lot to do about nothing. We see that all the time in basketball. Like, Caitlin pushed her. It was a flagrant. Angel got up. She reacted.
She said, "The fuck was that about, bitch?"
Yeah, like let's let them. We don't need think pieces on racial injustice. Like, they just hooping.
Or she called her a whitey.
Well, now I think the ESPN mics did pick up Fever fans making monkey noises in Angel's direction. Like, Fever fans never beat allegations.
No, so they're a little racy over there.
I mean, Indiana is remember the LeBron video where he's pointing to the woman and he's like, "Get her out of here"? That was in Indiana.
Rusty complained about Indiana.
Last year, there were a lot of black women who played in the W who said, "Yo, yeah, Indiana was mad racist."
What are we going to do with Indiana?
I don't think I think people use Caitlin Clark as a catalyst for their racism or for their anti-blackness.
You think so?
Yes, she is their lightning rod.
He's their Captain America, 3 Ks.
Yeah. Lauren, my wife calls her KKK Caitlin.
We got her. Ready to talk a little football?
Yeah, let's talk some pigskins.
Couple people got some big extensions. Your boy Nick Sirianni.
Yep.
And the 49ers star linebacker Fred Warner, along with Brock Purdy, who got his big payday. So let me ask you, which is the most impactful signing, and which team might regret their contract first?
I think the answer is the same. It's Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy has the biggest cap hit. Now, I will say this about Brock Purdy. Most quarterbacks, when they get paid towards like the top, or they go over a couple dollars over the next guy. I think Brock is like I know he's a top 10 paid quarterback. I want to say he's top 7. Like, he didn't break the bank, but in exchange for that, he got a no trade clause, which is absurd.
Why?
I think that was the most egregious thing out of this whole. What the fuck, Brock Purdy tell me I can't trade him? Now, shout out to him for taking over his career. I love that. Always advocate for the players. But I don't even think Joe Burrow has that.
Hey, they're not him. What's for them is for them, and what's for him is for him.
Okay, Pastor.
And look to thy neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm glad you're here today.
And shout out to Fred Warner for getting his money. That Zach Bond contract was like a steal now.
Shout out Fred. Now, when we play the Packers, just go easy on him.
He can't. I think he hates the Packers. Like, he hates the Rams, he hates the Packers, and he hates the Eagles.
Why do you hate me spewing this narrative?
You don't. I feel like Fred Warner hates. Like, did you see the mic'd up when he's talking to Caleb Williams, and he's kind of like nice to him and stuff, and it's like, keep going, young blood. I don't think he would ever say that to Jordan Love. I don't think he'd ever say that to Jalen Hurts.
I wonder why she ran out with him. But I don't think she would either say that to Jalen Hurts either.
Who, Fred?
Yeah.
I don't think Fred would say that to Jalen or Jordan or Matthew Stafford.
Or Aaron Rodgers. When do you think he signed?
Or Jared Goff.
When do you think Aaron Rodgers signed in with Pittsburgh?
2 weeks before training camp. I don't know what we're doing here.
He said he got stuff to do.
He got to go smoke crack.
Yo, we got to stop calling. It's not crack. Well, actually, I can't say that because I don't know, but I don't think it's crack.
Your goat in the wood in the cabin smoking crack.
You're handling family business.
With the dope man.
My trade for Jaden Reed got denied, though.
Yeah. You want to jump into that, or you want to wait?
We can go ahead and jump into it. So last week, ladies and gentlemen, I told everyone I have to get me some of that Jaden Reed booty.
No preemptive pause, no nothing.
No pause. So I said I sent a trade, Jaden Reed for Calvin Ridley and a 2026 fourth. Got denied. I sent a message. What would it take for Reed? No response.
Was that Greg?
Say it again. I'm gonna tag him this time. Bump. So that way he see. If I make another trade, if I make another offer, which I might anyway. So that was a fourth in Calvin Ridley.
I'm rooting for you.
Hold on. I'm sitting here trying to. Here we go. Okay. I had to find this team so I could make a trade. I'm thinking maybe Jaden Reed for not Tyreek, Lad, Shakir. What you thinking? Didn't last time we said maybe a third would get it done?
We did.
So maybe Calvin Ridley, a 2026 third for Jaden Reed.
What was the previous offer?
Calvin Ridley and a 2026 fourth for Jaden Reed.
I would ask them what they would want for Jaden Reed instead of sending an offer.
I did send a message, so maybe we wait.
Yeah, I would see what it would take. See what he says. Because he might be like, oh, yeah, my bad, I missed it. Go ahead and resend it. Because that has happened to me before.
And then that meant that they like the trade?
Yeah. So I sent them the trade. I saw that they looked at it and they never responded. And then a couple of days later, I was like, "Yo, do you want to do this?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, my bad. I meant to accept it and I just didn't." So that may be that case. So instead, you send in a better deal. You might like that fourth. And if he's like, that's not good enough, then you can offer the third.
What becomes a little too rich for your blood? A second?
Yes, but you know more about Jaden Reed than I do because you're a Packers fan. I would say a second. If I'm giving a second, I ain't giving up Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I don't think I'm giving up a second and Calvin Ridley either. I think if it gets to a second, I might be able to do that deal, but then it has to just be straight up Jaden Reed.
Straight up. Or you can be like, I'll give you a second if you give me a fourth in Jaden Reed. So that second is, in theory, a third.
Touche. Like if I put Calvin Ridley and a second for Jaden Reed and a fourth.
Nah. Calvin Ridley in a second for Jaden Reed in a third.
I could do that. We'll see what he says.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Howie Roseman School of Negotiating.
Listen.
From the best GM in football, who just signed the best coach in football to an extension.
How excited are you for more Nick Sirianni and maybe more tush push? We don't know, but maybe.
Oh, it's gonna get. Oh, the tush push is getting banned. Like let's be very clear. It is getting banned.
You know, the Packers updated the language in that proposal.
Yeah, but it would still eliminate the tush push.
I know, but it might get voted down just because of the language in it.
Maybe. I feel like it's going to get banned. Like I feel like the reason they didn't vote for it at the owners' meeting because they didn't want to look other people in the face, but the owners can do it behind closed doors. It's getting banned.
100%. I think it might not, just because of the language in it. Because now they're saying you can't guide or push any offensive player.
Yeah, and again, everyone thinks it's a tush push, but it happens all the time. Remember the Lions picked up David Montgomery and carried him like 5 yards? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more common than people think.
You think it's out of here.
But I think the tush push is out of here. 100%.
I don't know, man. I still have hope. I have hope.
Did you see Frankie Louvu talking about something he want to ban it?
Frankie Louvu said, get that cheap ass shit out of here. He got.
Yeah, what a sucker. The Commanders, what a sucker franchise. I'm so glad I don't root for a bunch of fucking losers.
Well, I mean, prior to 2017, y'all weren't really winners.
The Eagles have one of the best win percentages of the century.
Yeah, that's because that 2017 to now time period.
No, I'm talking. No, when McNabb, they went to like.
Don't nobody want to talk about drunk Nab. Nobody want to hear about drunk Nab.
Eagles have. I guarantee Eagles have top 5 win percentage in the league in the past 25.
That's cool. What that mean?
That they're usually successful.
The eye test don't tell me that.
Oh, okay. Well, when they go back to back.
Back to back what?
Champions. I don't care what the schedule say. Line these motherfuckers up.
Let's talk about it. Talk to me about the Eagles schedule.
So when I learned the Eagles opponents, I was concerned that they would get like another gauntlet like they got 2 years ago. Now, granted, the Eagles have like the third hardest schedule by like Vegas odds and win percentage. But overall, I'm not too upset. I don't like that they don't have 2 consecutive home games all year. I'm not a fan of that. It's usually home away. This year they have home away. They have 2 stretches where they have 2 away games, like away, but they don't have consecutive home games. They have like a lot of mini buys. They play Black Friday. They play every day of the week except Tuesday and Wednesday this year. They open on a Thursday. They have the Black Friday game. They have the Saturday game against the Commanders, Sunday, Monday per usual. I think they have 5 primetime games. The first half of the season, they have a lot of 1 o'clock games, which is cool because it's still nice outside. It's like games at 1, then I like go to Wander with my wife. But then like after their bye week 9, like all their games are like 4:30, 4:20, which is perfect because the sun's going down anyway, so who cares? I really appreciated that. I appreciate the week 9 bye. I don't like how all the hard games, like all the hard opponents are on the road. Like they got to go to Kansas City. They got to go to what's his face? They got to go to Buffalo. At least they're home against Detroit.
Where else they got to go though?
They got to go to KC. They got to go to Tampa Bay. They'll lose that game. I feel like they're going to start 2-2. They'll lose to Tampa Bay. They got to go to New York, Dallas, DC. They got to go to Minnesota. They got to go to Green Bay for a Monday night game.
You already know what I was waiting on. Y'all got to come to the frozen tundra again. And guess what? Week 10, I've already talked to them. We getting it back.
That's a Monday night game, too. So when they're running QB sneaks on the 1 yard line 3 times and running down your fucking throat, you guys can't go complain. We're going to complain about the QB sneak. I don't like that.
Y'all barely have 100 yards rushing. Y'all barely have
150 yards passing.
We getting, listen.
That Packers defense is Swiss cheese.
Just be ready for the IG caption that both Jalen Hurts and myself gonna drop after we get it back.
That Packers defense Swiss cheese.
Yeah, whatever. Y'all's ain't too much better, Playboy.
Shit, we had number 1 defense in the league.
Listen. A broken clock is right twice a day.
All right. Ask Patrick what that defense did to him. Didn't cross the 50 to the third quarter.
Ask him what that Packers defense did to him. We ain't scared of it. We ain't scared of them. We ain't scared of y'all. We all gas, no break. Yada I mean.
He got to stop that shit.
Yada I mean.
Because there's going to be a certain group of people who shouldn't be saying that, who going to be saying that, and it's going to sound real funny when they say it. Triple H got to start thinking about shit like that, man.
What? You can't say.
Yada I mean. Like, there's going to be a certain people. He got to think of something else.
What else? What else could they say from yada I mean?
I don't know. I just feel like that's going to end bad for somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this Packers schedule. Week 1, you already know what. Listen, Bam, you lucky you ain't in this chat right now, or I really let it be known that week 1, when the Lions come to Green Bay, I said it. Yep, the Lions come to Green Bay week 1. Guess what we doing?
Yeah, I mean.
Yada I mean, we kicking their ass. I mean, it's about time we get it back. Then guess what? I hate to do it to my Virginia folk. But
you know what I like about this? I think it's such an advantage. But you guys play on Thanksgiving, so you get another Thursday game. Like the ability to play your Thursday game in the beginning of the season, I feel like gives you such an advantage compared to playing that Thursday night game, because everyone has to play a Thursday night game. Like getting that Thursday night week 14 compared to week 2 or 3, world of difference.
But yeah, we got the Commanders week 2. Then we go to Shador Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, or the Nasty Man, whoever, or Deshaun Watson. I'm not calling him Nasty Man. Or Deshaun Watson.
He's a nasty man. It's okay.
Then our favorite place to play, Jerry's World, Dallas. Oh, can't wait. You already listen. There's going to be some tomfoolery happening in that game, and guess what? It's in prime time, Sunday night football. I don't like having a week 5 bye. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not a fan of the week 5 bye, but we also get our Thursday night game out the way week 2, and all we really have left is a Monday night game and that Thanksgiving game. We play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I think y'all play on Thanksgiving this year.
Do we? Yeah, we do.
I play the Lions on Thanksgiving.
So I'm not a big fan of the week 5 bye, but when y'all look at the rest of the schedule, having a whole bunch of Sunday games, a lot of 3:25 Central Standard Time. So what is that? That's
4:25 East, 1:25 West.
Yeah, so a lot of 1:25 games. We go to Pittsburgh for a Sunday night game. I'm a little curious about this stretch of at Dallas, home versus Bengals. Well, no, at Dallas, bye, home versus Bengals, at Arizona, at Pittsburgh versus the Panthers, and then versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and then at the New York Giants. So that week 11, that week 5 to 11 stretch, or week 4 to 11 stretch, I really going to think it's going to make a big world of difference in our season. I can tell you right now, that Giants game, I could see us losing that Giants game.
Really?
Yeah, we haven't we actually haven't fared well versus the Giants as of recent.
Interesting. I would feel like you'd lose the Panthers game before you lose the Giants game.
I think we get them. I think we go ahead. I think we smack the Panthers, smack the Eagles. Close game versus the Steelers. I think we beat up on the Cardinals, and I think we lose to the Bengals. And of course, I think we beat the Cowboys.
I think you guys have a great schedule. I'll say last year the Eagles had a week 5 bye, and I wasn't a fan of it. And they started 2-2 and looked like crap, and then they came out from the bye and just. So it might not be the worst thing on earth.
You think that's what we need?
I just know last year the Eagles had a week 5 bye. I didn't like it, but like they barely beat the Saints. Like they were 2-2 and they looked terrible. And then Nick Sirianni shaved his head, and they won the Super Bowl.
Sometimes all you gotta do is shave that head.
I know.
And yeah. Let's see. Is there a good team from last year that you think underperforms this year, like a playoff team?
Commanders.
Stop disrespecting JD5 like that. Stop disrespecting Virginia like that.
I'm not disrespecting Jaden, but how many games they win last year off some fluke shit? That Bears game, fluke shit. That Lions game in the playoffs. Jared Goff turned over like 7 times.
Brother, they handedly beat the Lions. The Lions are out there trying to throw trick passes down 2 scores with Jamison Williams.
Here's what I'll say. The Commanders had one of the worst run defenses in the NFL last year and did absolutely nothing to fix it.
They got some help on the defensive line.
Nothing to fix it. The Commanders, Fugazi.
I don't really.
What happened when we crowned C.J. Stroud after year 1? Man been in hell since.
Well, funny enough, that's the playoff team I do think is going to miss the playoffs this year.
See what I'm saying? Dog. Totally unrelated. Caitlin Clark is on a heater right now.
Oh, really?
Now they're only down by 4. This is what I'm talking about.
So is Minnesota, who's up 10-3 early.
Yeah. Go at his throat, Ant.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy.
Go for the jugular, Ant. Don't play with these boys.
WWE talk. We got Saturday night main event this Saturday. Let's run through some matches. Let's get some predictions. Let's see if you're as good as you were at WrestleMania, because you were spot on with a lot of stuff. I think you only missed like 1 or 2. Let's start with Jey Uso versus Logan Paul, World Heavyweight Championship on the line. You have Jey Uso dropping the belt.
Hell no, not to him. He not ready for that just yet. Logan Paul.
You seen the plot thickening though with all these challengers coming? I think they're trying to set the stage for Jey and really show him being a strong champion. I think he's going to win all these matches just to really build him up as a champion. But I too am also picking Jey because guess what? 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Damn, they got me on the yeet train.
They building up Jey Uso to tear him down with Seth Rollins.
True. Funniest match of the night, calling it already. John Cena versus R-Truth. R-Truth taking on his childhood hero in John Cena. But he is older.
Here's the thing. I think we're going to be in a space where like the ref gets knocked out and R-Truth gets the cover in the 1, 2, 3, but like no one's around. Like same way, like there's going to be a scenario when R-Truth technically wins, but no, they're not giving the belt to R-Truth.
That's not even for the championship.
What?
It's not. It's just a regular match.
Oh. Well then, yeah, R-Truth might win that.
That's
How you not? How you not put the? He's not going to win, but I feel like the odds go from 1% to maybe 7%. But I'm still picking John Cena.
Yeah, I think John Cena does him dirty, hits him in the you know where, beats him up, puts him through a table and whatnot. I think it's gonna be pretty funny.
Yeah, I think it might be a squash. Like he just goes out there, gets DQ, and just beat R-Truth ass, and then whoever the next real title contender is, like comes and saves R-Truth. Whoever's next in line. It might be Cody.
Here's one: CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins tag team match. Who you got?
Got to be Braun and Seth. You got to make them look powerful. They can't be out here losing their first. But you know what? I take that back because if they do lose, that's just even more proof they need a second. Braun and Seth are going to win. But I think story-wise, it would make a lot of sense if Braun and Seth lost so they can recruit a third member. But Braun and Seth, I think Braun and Seth need to win to show that they're a legit faction. Because right now they kind of look weak.
I too got Braun and Seth Rollins winning, but by the help of, you guessed it, Sami Zayn.
Oh, you think he joins?
I think he turns heel.
Because I think Sami eats the pin, but Sami turning heel makes a lot of sense too.
Last match, steel cage match, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. Who you got?
I feel like Drew's looked strong this entire time. It's time to close this beef. Drew needs to win. But he's not. They're going to keep this shit going. But Drew needs to win. I'm picking Drew. But this beef needs to
win. Damian Priest.
Because if Damian wins, like it has to keep going. Like this beef can end. Like they've been fighting since like the Rumble. We can end this.
I'm taking Damian Priest to win in a hell of a match, ending this saga.
Because the question is, what do they do after this? Like I think Damian Priest, not Damian, Drew. If Drew wins, Drew can now go challenge John Cena
solo.
Who go to solo?
Well, unless he's in one of these Money in the Bank triple threat matches.
Yeah, I think Damian can go to Money in the Bank, but I think Drew McIntyre would have a case to be the next challenger for John Cena.
I think he's just going to challenge Solo, but I mean
Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Drew McIntyre goes.
There's no breaks. Yada I mean.
I think Drew goes chase. He can go chase a championship, and Damian Money in the Bank.
Now, Kyle did want us to revisit the DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones trade, and Kyle, we most certainly can. Let's bring that one back up. So, Kyle, let's bring that one up. Ladies and gentlemen, our guy Kyle back in the fold. Let's see. So, Kyle and your cousin Jason Shits and Grins made a trade. Kyle received Aaron Jones and a 2027 second round pick. Jason received Andre Swift and a 2027 third round pick. Going to be honest, I think your cousin really lost that trade. I don't really think the Bears are very high on DeAndre Swift. They may not have addressed. I think DeAndre Swift's going to get the short end of the stick in the Bears backfield. But I'm glad he got a third round pick. Although I feel like Kyle's third round pick is going to be like 305, 306, 307-ish, maybe 308.
Yeah, but Jason really needed. I agree with you. I think Kyle won that trade, especially that second round pick makes the world of difference to me. But looking at Jason's roster, yeah, he need all the running back help he can get. Like his running backs right now are Josh Jacobs, Chuba Hubbard, DeAndre Swift, Brian Robinson, Cam Scatterbu, Rico Dowdle, and Kendra Miller.
Needs some help.
Yeah, he might need some more help for real.
I mean, I wish I could help him, but listen, I think Quinshon Junkins might be something.
Like, but he has a treasure chest of draft picks next year. He has a first, 2 seconds, 2/3, 3/3. So if he really need one, he can go get one. Shit, I got plenty. I'm gonna reach out to him right now, actually. 'Cause I got plenty. Even though he traded me Joe Mixon, I got plenty running backs.
What you trading, my brother? What you trying to trade?
Let's see. I'm open to trading David Montgomery. I'm open to trading Tony Pollard. I'm open to trading James Conner. I'm not open. I'm not trading Zach Charbonnet. Yeah, any of those three, Connor, Pollard, or Montgomery. Again, just not starters, like decent depth pieces.
What do you need? What position are you targeting?
I need some draft capital. I need some more pass catchers, honestly. I don't need more QBs. I got plenty of QBs. Let's see. Let me look at your roster. Would you be interested in any of them?
Maybe seeing what David Montgomery might be hitting on.
Oh, yeah. Dave Montgomery for Mike Evans. Even exchange.
Okay. What about Roman Wilson?
Really not interested in Roman Wilson. I'd be interested in your second round pick in 2026. Hold on, let me see. Let me look at your roster real quick. That's my alarm.
I don't know if I can do that.
Okay. Let's see. I'd have to think about it. Like, I'm kind of interested in Jameson Williams, but I know it'll take more than David Montgomery to get Jameson Williams.
That's a tough one. It would take a lot. That was a hell of a deal that was made to get him at the that I got him. Now, if you're interested in maybe, I don't know. It depends on how young, it depends on how optimistic you are for some of these wide receivers, young wide receivers I have, because I'm realizing I kind of got a plethora of young wide receivers that are in like their first or second year. Obviously not Malik Neighbors. You start thinking about Roman Wilson supposed to be taking a step. Troy Franklin, I'm intrigued by Keyshawn Boutte. Outside of Stephon Diggs, I mean, he might be their best wide receiver.
Booty.
I don't know. I got a young stable of a couple of young tight ends plus Jonnu Smith. So I know you're not looking for tight ends, but I don't know.
What about, are you willing to trade 2027 picks?
I don't know about the 27 picks because that's super flex year.
I mean, yeah, Superflex starts next year. So I'm not asking for your 26 because you don't. All right. How about I look at a player, say their name, and we build the foundation from there?
All right.
Devon Achane.
No. What are we talking about?
I'd really have to. I've always wanted Ramondre Stevenson, but again, I have enough running backs. I'm trying to get rid of them. Let me think about it. Because if you were open to trading like your second round pick next year, I'd be very interested. Like straight up.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, like if you had 2 second round picks, it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah. What about a third next year and another third the year after?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. 2/3. Let me think on that because yeah, the 2026 third and the 2027 third. Or would you do 2026 third, 2028 third since you got two of them?
2027 and 2028.
Oh wow! I gotta wait 2 years.
I guess yeah. Let's see it one. Well, then I probably have to do 26 and 28 then.
Okay. Let me think about that because I could be interested in that. Like 2/3 for David Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I could do that deal.
All right, let me think about it. Can I get back to you tomorrow?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Y'all see the negotiation tactics. Y'all see it. Harry Roseman School of GM over here, folks.
Hey, you made third round picks cool.
Listen, I like to think both dynasty leagues that I commission are leagues of honor and really fun competitive leagues, and I can't wait to finally win this one next year. One thing I am also waiting on is the end of the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Some of the things that I have found out in the last week, I just didn't know that I needed to know.
I'll say it again.
Why was Diddy having cum rubbed on his nipples?
That man is a monster, dog. Like he raped her multiple times. He blew up Kid Cudi's car. Like what we talking about, man? Take him out back, stone him to death like the Old Testament, and let's get this over with. Oh, Kyle said, look at Kyle. Kyle said he might come holler at David Montgomery.
That's crazy. See, I'm always getting sniped for these offers, but it's okay.
Well, Kyle knows who I want.
That's crazy.
I want AJ Brown.
All right.
I mean, he got all the. Hey, Kyle, give me one of them first round picks, Dave Montgomery. Call it a day. You're the worst of them all. You can give me first round pick of Dave Montgomery. We can make that trade right now.
I hear the new deal formulating in my head now.
Listen, let me tell you, if Kyle offered me.
Tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell y'all right now, there's already a new price going up right now because of this deal.
Kyle, if you give me a first, if you give me Bam's first,
these 2/3 are not going to do it anymore.
If you give me Bam's first, I will give you.
See, you shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I did, Kyle. But if you want to pay out, y'all, Dave Montgomery's for sale. Whoever gives me the best price can get him.
No, but you can't do that no more because now you just offered asked for a vast range of picks for one person varying.
Oh well. I'm gonna get whatever the market wants.
First round picks that we didn't even bring into this discussion, but you did ask for them. You asked for the third round picks, so now Kyle's looking at it and saying, "I can do the same." So now I'm looking at it saying, "Well, if you do that, if you do this deal for a first, and Kyle says no, that means he can do this deal for less than 2/3."
No, 2/3 is the floor.
Well, see, that changed when you offered Kyle first, and you asked for first.
Or I was going to also offer Kyle a second as well. So Kyle has Bam's 2027 third and his third. Like any pick that is attached to Bam, I want it. Whoever got Bam's picks, send them shits to me.
I have his third in 2 years.
Yeah, see? And Kyle has his third in 2027.
What the hell do he be doing?
If you got a Raven, he gonna trade for them.
Hey, he left the team.
He traded for DeAndre Hopkins, dog. He traded for D-Hop.
You got some money out of it too. You got to get.
He got $10 funky ass dollars. It gave up a third for D-Hop.
No. I paid him some money, I think.
Yeah, he got 10 funky ass dollars.
Hold on.
DeAndre Hopkins, and you got a 2028 third.
Let me see. Yeah, I got a third, and he got.
He got 10 funky ass dollars in DeAndre Hopkins.
I think that's good business.
For you, hell yeah.
It's 19-17 Timberwolves.
I'm watching this Indiana game. Indiana has brought it back to 2 with a minute 20 to go. God, Caitlin's such a good passer.
Last question before we get out of here. I rewatched Captain America's Civil War. Who was really right?
As someone who is traditionally a rule follower, I think Iron Man was right. Like, kind of, if we don't have boundaries, we're no better than the people we're trying to stop. And I think that's what did it for me.
Mm-hmm. So, did you empathize with Iron Man when he wanted to beat the hell out of Bucky real quick?
Nah, hell nah. I wanted to beat the shit out of Bucky. Steve was like, "Oh, they went to him." Like, he killed my mom, dog. Get out the way before I blow your head off.
Then they jumped him.
And then they jumped him.
They couldn't take him 1v1.
Nah, dog. Cap was in the wrong for that. I know Bucky, your boy. Y'all went to war. Y'all fought, Uncle Charlie together. But he killed my whole. Like, that's between y'all.
And he also killed somebody else's daddy. You see what happened? Look at my boy Chadwick up there trying to fight.
Yeah, like nah, man. Hey, Bucky, you're going to have to fight your way out this one, Playboy.
It wasn't until Civil War that I realized how much destruction and chaos they really be causing when they be having these fights.
Yup. That's what Tony said. Tony said, if we don't have boundaries, we're no better than the people we try to stop. And Cap's like, but we are good people. Like, who determines what's good? You drop Sokovia on half the world.
I'm saying, y'all had an alien invasion in New York City.
Everybody died.
Y'all fought a brother in another space and he snapped his finger and half the population kapoofed.
Right. I don't care how good of a person you are. Tony was right. And it's not like they still couldn't be the Avengers. Like, they just had to...
Rules.
Yeah, they just had some rules. And I think... Because Oh, yeah, Cal's right. He didn't kill King T'Chaka. It was Zemo. Zemo did it and framed him.
Yeah, but still,
but he still killed Tony's parents.
Oh yeah,
nah,
he did.
Dog. I'd have been like, y'all go out back, and whoever returned is who is my friend. Like, that's my partner forever.
That's my partner forever.
Cause I ain't gonna get in the way of a man avenging his parents' death. Who am I?
Also, it goes. I don't think it goes noticed enough or talked about enough how Spider-Man handled Bucky with quite ease.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Oh, you have a metal arm? Like, what?
Yeah, he caught that shit too.
He caught that shit, and he beat up Falcon.
Well, so did Ant-Man. So
that's true. Yeah, man.
Ant-Man kind of a hoe.
I'm not a big Ant-Man. After Quantumania, I'm kind of glad Ken gone.
You don't want to see more shucking and jiving from a guy? What's his name?
You can't lose to a C-level Avenger, and I'm supposed to think you the big bad for the next phase of Marvel? No, dog.
What's the actor's name that plays him?
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Nah, dog. You
don't get caught up with that white woman. Don't you get caught up with that white. Don't you get caught up with that white woman.
Or oh, game is tied.
Like Jonathan Majors.
Hey, man. Or Robert Griffin.
Well, yo, what is going on with RG3 and Ryan Clark? I'm so confused.
I
remember where Ryan Clark was talking about his wife.
RG3 was talking about Angel and Caitlyn in a very RG3 way. And for the lead. Oh. Anyway. And it just kind of sparked from there. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle caught it. Kyle caught the joke. when I said I'm not big on Ant-Man. Thank you, Kyle. You understand me.
My brother think he's funny today. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Dog. Atlanta is just pissing all over themselves right now. Jesus. I'm sorry. Keep going.
That bad, my brother?
They were up by like 20, and now the game is tied. Dog, Caitlin. I'll say it until I die. Caitlin Clark, the best passer on the planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, you could be anywhere in the world, but guess where you're at?
I already know you can talking about me.
You're here with us tonight. Danny, let the good people know where they can find you at on social.
You can find me on the Bird app at DannyOcean41. Follow us. Speak on the _pod on TikTok, Instagram. We here every Tuesday night, 7:30-ish, popping off that goodness. What are we going to do when basketball season's over? I feel like we're going to have more guests. There's going to be a lot of tomfoolery going on when basketball's over.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking a lot of, well, that's what we'll probably start getting into our coverage for.
That's true, because that's 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8 weeks. Yeah. That's 2 months. Yeah, so yeah, once basketball's over, we'll probably start.
And there's always a week where we do 2 weeks. 2 divisions.
That's true. That's true. And there might be a vacation in there.
Might be a little time for a little vacation. Might be time. Listen, I don't know what's going on in New York, but it started a little rap beef. Maybe May is National Rap Beef Month.
I already know you've been talking about me.
But this song by Ray Vaughn. Kind of tough. Joey Badass though. Joey Badass, he been rapping his ass though. But this song right here. This Ray Vaughn.
Hey, Hoey, is you stupid or you dumb? Poppin' niggas spinning about a 20v1. Hey, Hoey, is you finished or you done? We don't give a fuck where you from, Okay, what's up? Shut up. Okay, what's up? Shut up. Baby teeth, you ain't even got a plaque yet. Fact check, we wanna see the numbers like a math test. Round Joey Brown, we gon' name it at your backpack. Real shit, you should act more, you should rap less. Every verse ass with that BBL cost. West Coast, get it seasoned, now you heavy on the salt. Catch him at the Staples Center, bet you I'm a spark. Goofy, don't let power get your TV turned off. Nigga, what? You done ran a 10 steppers, you on top dance. 50 trash bands just for you to put them raps in. Conductor got you sounded like you in a jazz band. Why you going after Dottie, think he Pac-Man? Ooh, CJ like 40 and he on drugs.
Hey, I ain't
What's the name of that song? Can you send me the link to that? That's some heat.
It's called Whole Era by Ray Vaughn.
Okay, Whole Era. All right, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's been the back and forth. Him, Joey Badass, a lot of people. Joey Badass put a song last night with Loaded Lux. But it's just all rap, but it sounds like New York is just really prideful about the Knicks right now and the West Coast.
Oh, hey. Before we go, did you see a video of them jumping that Pacers fan?
Yeah, now he getting flued out.
Hey, I don't hear nothing else about Eagle fans. Nothing.
Well, what does that have to do with Knicks fans? 2 different sports.
Nah, because everyone talks about Philly fans and how they're.
Oh, yeah, everyone knows y'all the worst.
And we can't.
Everyone knows y'all the
That's
worst.
nowhere. Nah, don't nobody be getting their ass beat like that for wearing the rival team's jersey.
Everybody know the Eagles are the worst, my boy.
All right. Good night, everyone. Be blessed.